Hello, my name is Chelb, my pronouns are they, them, and this is Phasecraft Collective, your weekly check-in with the cards, with the vibes for the week ahead. I have some new setups going on here, so if things are kind of weird, if things look weird, if things feel weird, please don't hesitate to let me know by dropping a comment if you're on YouTube, letting me know in the feedback on Spotify or whatever. Things are changing, things are updating. I'm trying to give us the best options here. So with all that being said, welcome. If this is your first time here, this is exactly what I just said, a time to check in with the cards to get an idea for the energy surrounding us for the week that's to come. This is a collective reading, which means it might not land for you, and that's okay. There are bits and pieces of it that might make sense. There are bits and pieces of it that might not make sense. So just take it all in, see what works, and as you move through your week, things might start to shift and land for you. But without further ado, let's go ahead and set the space. Call in the energy of the world around us and the elements to help us ground and be here and present for this reading. So I'm gonna close my eyes and I invite you to do the same if it feels safe and good to do so. And just take a couple of breaths. Let yourself come into this space, settle. Feel the air coming in and out of your lungs. Feel your shoulders rising and falling, your rib cage expanding and softening. And feel your body and the point of contact that it has with the ground, whether it be your feet on the floor, your seat in a chair, your back on a bed. Become aware of that point of contact that you have with the earth, holding you and grounding you into this moment. I'm going to call to the spirits and guardians of the elements, and as I name them, I invite you to imagine erecting a protective circle or barrier around you to hold you in this space. You might see a circle of stones or a hedge of rosemary or some other protective plant growing out of the ground. You might ignite a ring of fire around you or carve a moat of flowing blue water into the ground. You might just put up a force field of air to hold out all unwanted, unnecessary, and negative energy. Or maybe do a combination of all of these things. I call to the spirits and guardians of the north, of earth, of the deepest roots and the tallest trees, of the stardust that gave shape to this planet into our bones, hail and welcome. I call to the spirits and guardians of the east, of air, of wind and breath, of thought and change, hail and welcome. I call to the spirits and guardians of the south, of fire, the life-giving sun, the powers of creation and destruction, cleansing and renewal, hail and welcome. And I call to the spirits and guardians of the west, of water, of the oceans and our blood, the rivers and our sweat, the rain and our tears, hail and welcome. We are surrounded on all sides, above and below, within and without, by love, protection, divinity, and magic. The circle is cast, and so it is. You can take a couple more breaths here, and whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. Cool. Well, here we are in this space, in this week with some planetary energy, as there always is. I think Jupiter's getting up to some stuff. I think Venus just got done with some stuff. I'm not an astrologer, which I say all the time. I do keep a little bit of track of the transits and work with them a little bit in my own practice. Whoa, okay, the cards, they're talking, they're here, they're jumping off the table. Ugh. Anyway, I am using a very fun, old school historical deck. This is the Jacques Vieville Tarot. It is from the 1600s. It was made, in a time when there was a lot of taxing and cracking down happening on gambling and card games, which is where the tarot comes from. So it was kind of Frankensteined together, and there's some interesting imagery and interesting shifts to the order of the cards with this one that are kind of fun to explore. But we've already got quite a bit jumping out, so let's see if there are any final thoughts for this first little grouping here. Okay, that was a big jump altogether, so I'm going to set these aside. Okay, let's see where we're starting today. The first card that not just jumped out, but jumped right off the table, Ace of Pentacles. This card is such a welcome sight for a week to come, or any projects that we might have coming up. The Ace of Pentacles is one of the only 100% hell yes cards in the deck. So right away we've got this energy of new opportunities, new seeds being planted, new ways for you to explore and expand and grow in the realm of your work, your home, your family, the things that help us feel most grounded and solid and stable. That's kind of where our focus is right off the bat. With that being said, we then have a lot of cup energy. There's 4 cup cards out so far, and also the Empress, which I'm struggling to pick up, of course, and the Empress. So we have the Empress, the 4 of Cups, and the 3 of Cups. This is giving a big energy of possibility if we are willing to open ourselves up and receive it. The 4 of Cups usually comes up when we need a reminder to stay open to what the universe has, or to look up and expand our scope a little bit of what is possible. If we become too obsessed with what is immediately in front of us, we're too concerned with the here and now, the material, the gross, which I think I said gross last week. I love the word gross, but in just relation to the material, because it's fun. Anyway, and if we let ourselves look up, look around, expand our view, and also let other people in to what we have going on. Let other people give us their energy and their love and support, then we are easier able to see the way forward, to really connect to our ability to create, to our sense of care and beauty. And the Empress, we're also talking about sensuality, not just in a sexy way, but in literally the senses of our bodies. Literally connecting to your physical being in a way that is nourishing, that is tending, that is caring, and again, allows you to get into this space of possibility with creation. So with the Ace of Pentacles, with the Empress, with the 3 and 4 of Cups, there's, again, possibility, opportunity, if we are willing to let ourselves. If we're willing to like look up and see the possibility, it becomes visible to us. Obviously, if we look for it, we can see it. Especially coming back to this Three of Cups, I mean, I think I talked about it last week too. It's Pride Month. There's a lot of community and celebration going on, and we can use that to fuel our inspiration. We can use that to remind us why we do anything to begin with. And that is in service of ourselves, but our community, because we're all connected. And there is no healing alone. There is no healing alone. Okay, anyway. Let's play a game where we see if I can go a single week without bringing up community care and like interconnectedness. Probably not possible. Okay, so we're followed here by the Nine of Wands, the Moon, and the Eight of Pentacles. I love this energy. Both the Nine of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles kind of have this aspect of like work and dedication, but in different tones. The Nine of Wands shows up when we feel like giving up and we need to push a little bit further. When we just need a reminder of why we started this work in the first place. And then the Eight of Pentacles is also that. It's doing the work, but not just for like an end result, for the joy of learning and experiencing and growing your skill set. So if you've got something going on, or if you're thinking about entering something, but the task ahead just seems insurmountable or just like difficult to grasp, remember why you want to do it, and remember the benefit and the joy that can be found in fully dedicating yourself to something, in becoming an expert in anything, and throwing yourself into work for the joy and the process of doing it, not just the end result. The Moon, also an invitation to connect to our innermost selves and our wildest selves, our most authentic, our basest, wildest, most primal sense of being. So again, like a reminder of why, a reminder of how, a reminder of what we're capable of if we just kind of like let our intuition, let our whims and our gut guide us, seeing where you can go. I feel like the Moon's come up a lot lately. In case it's not obvious, because every single week I'm like, did this come up last week? I just kind of forget as soon as I post these. I don't listen back to them, and then I just hit post, and then it just exits my brain. So there you have it. That's how channeling works, I guess, sometimes. Okay, let's move on. In this sense of creation, of process, of building and working and doing all of these fun, exciting things, Two of Pentacles, we have to make sure we stay or prioritize balance in this space. Speaking of which, I'm going to take a drink. Balancing, talking with pausing. We have to remember to take time to recharge. There is benefit in constantly having activity. With the Two of Pentacles, we're not just looking at like work-life balance and like rest and work balance, but also like the challenge of juggling multiple different projects and what that can teach us about our own capacity. This comes out with the Ten of Swords, the Eight of Cups reversed, and the Ten of Cups reversed. Coming out first with the Ten of Swords is exactly this reminder of, if we don't prioritize taking the time to pause, stepping back and looking at the big picture and making sure that we remain aware of the needs of our bodies. That's why the Empress is here, to remind us to be embodied and to listen to our bodies. Then we end up in this place of overwhelm, of feeling burnt out and lost. Yeah, maybe not lost, but if we're doing, and kind of like if we're doing work without the motivation, without the idea of joy and what we want in mind, it becomes that much more difficult to achieve it. If we let ourselves become overwhelmed, if we say yes to everything, if we don't recognize the worth of our work, meaning working for free, volunteering when you don't have the energy, volunteering a resource that you actually need for yourself and will struggle without, it is that much harder to realize the fulfillment, expansion, and joy that we are going for. Keep the future that you want in mind. Keep the goal that you are working towards in mind. And don't let the present moment, the what is happening now, distract you from the where you want to go. If that makes sense. Now look at these other 3 cards that I kind of pushed away earlier. Ooh, yeah. High Priestess, Temperance, 4 of Pentacles. This is exactly what I was just talking about, of making sure that you are stable and resourced and know when to give what you can while still maintaining what you need, so that you don't get to this place of overwhelm. And I just lost a card. It went into a dark place. So the 9 of Cups will not be coming up again because it has disappeared into the depths of my desk. Anyway, again, just remembering, you need to be resourced in order to provide resources. You need to have stability and safety in order to give that stability and safety to others. Something to think about. Temperance and the High Priestess. This is your journey of discovering everything that you are capable of. Both of these cards have this invitation to, I hate saying like level up or like reach a higher whatever. That's not really the cosmology I work within. But the High Priestess represents an unlocking of a deeper understanding. And Temperance invites you to unite this new understanding with the existing realm that you work within. So, an invitation to explore, to, again, look not just outside of yourself, but within and deeper than you ever have before, in order to gain access to a sense of self, to an alignment that will allow you to do bigger, more meaningful work going forward. Yeah. That feels like it, y'all. Usually I pull a few more cards, but that really feels like, the reading. That feels like the stuff. I'm gonna look at the bottom of the deck, as I always do, and we have the 5 of Swords, which kind of brings in this, again, this essence of conflict. Conflicting is the word I was trying to say. Ideals and conflict. This could be interpersonal or it could be 100% internal about the different states of your ideals, the different capacities that you believe you should be working at versus what you're actually able to work at. And it's, again, an invitation to explore what you are able to give without betraying yourself, what you are able to do without violating your own boundaries, how you were able to show up without overstepping and overreaching and causing conflict where there maybe wasn't any before. So, yeah, this week, lots of possibility to create, to explore, to expand, to get to know yourself in a new way, try something different, be different, and just kind of like let what happens happen while staying connected and true to yourself. Allowing inspiration to come in and seeing where it goes. Cool. That's the reading, y'all. Let's close this out and then talk a little bit about like what's up with me in the Phasecraft magic world. So I once again invite you to close your eyes if it feels safe and good to do so. Take a couple of breaths, reimagine that elemental circle that you put up around yourself. Taking a deep breath in, exhale, release it all back to where it came from, stones or plants sinking back into the earth, fire extinguishing, water ebbing away, air dissipating into the ether. I release the spirits and guardians of the west, the south, the east, and the north, sending you back to your place in the natural order with praise and with gratitude. I send the energy of all those watching and listening back to them whole, complete, and intact. I take my energy back to myself whole, complete, and intact. May we remain friends, though our energies are no longer crossed, corded, or tangled at all, starting now. Take a breath, feel your energy settle into you, all yours. The circle is open, and so it is. Cool. As always, thank you so much for being here, for joining me in this space. My summer class series is coming up quick. The first one is on June 22nd, all about tarot spreads, how to use them, when to use them, why to use them. All the info is on my website, phasecraftmagic.com/classes. If you sign up for all 4 classes in my summer series, you get 10% off. So like, come on in, join the party. It's going to be a great time. Cool. Thanks again, and I will see you next week.